Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Red Raptor Bites, where we are back in our extinction expedition. In the last episode, we finally got that sweet update 15. I mean, I had the public testing build before, but yeah, now we got Oviraptor, we have Gallimimus. They're growing, they're chilling. During the time-lapse, you'll see some notifications. The Coelophysis are adults now, and they're starting to breed. And it's exciting getting to see this new mechanic in action. Because now we don't just have ontogeny, we have actual breeding and dinosaurs mating. But now for this episode, I wanted to branch out. We're going away from the Asian dinosaurs into Australian dinosaurs. And there are only two in this game. And I don't suspect that they're going to add any more, at least not anytime soon. We're going to have Laellynasaurua and Muttaburrasaurus. Both were in the Spirits of the Ice Forest episode in the original Walking with Dinosaurs, you know, the good one where half of the show wasn't paleontologists just talking about things that are already obvious. Oh man, that new one was a mess. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to have it in a building. So you walk in and you walk around the Laellynasaurua exhibit. That's the centerpiece, the middle part. And then you can go look outside and see the Muttaburrasaurus. I like when zoos do this. There's similar stuff in reptile houses. You'll have maybe a snake exhibit and smaller lizards and around the building, and then you can look outside and see something larger like a crocodile or whatever. So it's largely inspired based off of that type of stuff. Yeah, and it comes out very nicely. I don't quite finish it in this build. I I do a lot of this off screen. For the Laellynasaurua exhibit, a lot of the inspiration is clearly from Spirits of the Ice Forest. It's has a lot of tree ferns and ferns. It's very coastal. I wanted to do something more boreal, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the boreal stuff. And that's because back in the early Cretaceous, when these creatures were around, Australia was in the Antarctic Circle, so it was much closer towards the bottom of the world. It's already the land down under, but it used to be further down under. Which inspired the episode, because they would have full days of sun, and in the winter, full days of night. Unlike in the show, they probably didn't live together. I doubt that they ever met. Maybe. Muttaburrasaurus lived in more northeastern Australia, while Laellynasaurua was much further south. And Laellynasaurua lived mostly before. I think there's some potential overlap in when they lived, about 110 million years ago. But then Laellynasaurua would have lived 118 to about that time. And Muttaburrasaurus would have lived at about that time further into 102 million years ago. So there is potential for overlap, but I kind of doubt that they ever met each other. Nope, they are related. They're in that iguanodontian line of creatures. Muttaburrasaurus has often been thought of as a rhabdodont, iguanodontian dinosaur, which these are common ones throughout the early Cretaceous. But Laellynasaurua, I think, also had, it has difficult placement. It's bounced around back and forth. Is it a basal ornithischian? Is it a true iguanodontian? I think a study has placed them both in this group of smaller iguanodontians called Elasmaria, with more bipedal ones, who are usually smaller, except Muttaburrasaurus is a pretty big chungus. Not huge, not like in Montosaurus size, but a mid-sized dinosaur at about 8 meters long, so 26-ish feet. And about 3 tons, so yeah, a decently sized creature. I mean, it'd be a huge animal if it lived today, but we're talking about dinosaurs here, so they're kind of in that middle range, but still definitely big enough to ward away any predators. For their exhibit, I do want to add a separate viewing area, more on the side, so you go up and to the side and you get a different view of them from a viewing platform, which will be cool. Yeah, I want to get rid of all those big trees. I actually liked it better before, just those smaller, more yellowish olive grassland trees. That looked better, looked distinct. It looked Australian, honestly. It would be so cool if in the future we can get some of those Pleistocene Australian animals, stuff like the Protodon, Megalania, and the marsupial lion, Thylacoleo? Either way, yeah, that would be amazing. They did just announce the Dev Diary did come out about like vivarium creatures. So Compsognathus is coming, Yichi is showing up too, and they're gonna be in like smaller, like mini enclosures, something like that. Kind of like what we have for Microraptor and Archaeopteryx right now. And yeah, they look cool. They're gonna be great additions to the game. The time lapse is ending, but in the meantime, in my free time, I am adding more detail to make it look more Australian. Unfortunately, Bluey and Bingo are not options to be added. That would be great, but no. Yeah, so I wanted to make it look a little more Outback inspired. Something that makes the theme stand out more. But anyway, see you soon, guys. And we are back in our bankrupt prehistoric kingdom. I spent all my money on Muttaburrasauruses. These guys are expensive, but they're surprisingly popular also. Like a fully grown one can be like... Okay, yes. Sorry, Nigel Marvin. He's inviting me to feed my dinosaurs. Yeah, let's take out a loan for a second. What? Okay, let's pay that off and then take that again. Infinite money glitch. Infinite money glitch. Let's go. Alright. Let's start feeding them while you talk about them.
It's in good company next to modern emblems like koalas. I've been working on a joke. Want to hear it?
Okay.
Is that Muttaburrasaurus eating toast? It veggie might be. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Never mind.
That wasn't bad. That was pretty good. I found some enjoyment in that one. Alright, so let's just make sure that they have... Ooh, stump. Okay, we can have a stump. That's new. I didn't see that one before. This is only $10 for this stump over here. Okay, so I'm sure they'll enjoy that. And let's get them some nests. Maybe back here. This seems reasonable. Okay, so that time hasn't come yet, but it will someday. Yeah, we have to make sure that there are there are gates to access the exhibit, because how else are the zookeepers gonna get in here, and how should they get in here? Maybe through here. But let's go for this nice one. All right, and maybe another one on the side. I don't know what those arrows mean, but sure, I'm sure it's fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, a lot of Coelophysis have been getting pregnant lately. The few males have been just impregnating everyone up, so good for them. How about you? Ooh, oh, your baby is due soon. Okay, we'll have to check up on you. There's a nest. There's a nest. And you hatch in 3 minutes. 10 of them. Okay, well, where's your parent? Which one's your parent? Oh my god, no. At risk of dying? Where's the parent? Excuse me, baby Coelophysis. Can you not die, please? Where's your parent? Who laid you? Okay. Kasuke is the mom. No, dad. Okay. So... Oh, you guys are not happy because your full diet isn't being utilized. Okay, who's your mom? Bakita. Bakita, you are a terrible parent. What are you doing? Bakita, sit. Stay. Sit on your nest. Yes, please. Please tend to your nest. There you go. So, are you still going... no, you don't roll over your eggs. You moron. Okay. Seems like the eggs are fine now that she's brooding on them. Okay, good. Alright, so she just needed a little convincing to raise her own children. Let's fill this in. This is annoying me. Let's see. What are some nice trees? I don't want anything too large. Okay, that's a little too large. There we go. Hold on. The other Coelophysis was going to start laying eggs. Where's the other one? Where's the pregnant one who's about to give birth? Where's the birthing one? Where's the mama? Okay, so there's pregnant velociraptors, pregnant Coelophysis. Everyone's getting knocked up now. I believe our, Juxia. You're still going to be pregnant for a while. Good for you. Okay, now let's look at those Why am I losing money? Why am I losing money? Alright, let's start getting some Laellynasaurua also, now that I have money to spend that may or may not be borrowed. I'm not really a huge fan of this one. It's kind of giving me clown vibes. And this one's cool. It's kind of Shih Tzu-ish. This, I think, is the best by default. I like this one too. These two are good, but not great, honestly. They could be better. I might just like a more, I don't know, green or bluish kind of thing going on. You can get these. Here. Oh, you guys are cheap. Let's get you at least 50% mature. You're cheap. Alright, sounds good. Well, cheap for what I'm making now, because I'm making so much more money than I used to. So what do you like? You like 2 males. Why is this one more expensive than the other one? I don't know. Okay. And we can go 3 females. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. So they have a small troop over here. Oh, okay, let's go 4. Fine. Fine. And they should be incubating. Will be with us any moment. But in the meantime, actually, with all this money, I might as well just get another Muttaburrasaurus. We can get another female. Oh, you guys are very expensive. I kind of forget that. Female. Oh my gosh, to make another male would just cost all my money. They are expensive, but let's plop you down. Alright, so we're here. And I made this little Australia sign. Came out okay. It's a little rough around the edges. I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate, but I got the general shape of Australia, right? Ooh, okay. I just got a achievement. Cool. I also got the achievement for like the loser dinosaur who has like 3, I think, or is it 5 or more failed mating attempts. So the guy who's been like friend zoned over and over, yeah, keeps trying to mate, keeps getting rejected. I at least gave me an achievement. Here's our Laellynasaurua. I like having the sizes so people can see just how big these creatures really are. Ooh, I can sit. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. I like that. I added these rocks. I mean, they are rocks, but I just flattened them and put them against the wall and gave them a nice gold color, kind of to resemble the Outback a little bit. Can I even see any of them from here? Maybe that's why I'm losing money. You just can't see the dinosaurs. They will get bigger and more visible over time. I swear. It's to be expected in zoos. You don't always get to see the dinos, or you know, well, not just the dinos, but you know. Can I zoom in? Oh, in the distance. They're in the distance. And then you walk out this way. I don't know why the glass is tweaking out, but it is. Alright, we can just escape. Because That ain't working. Maybe if I throw the dude down here. Alright, let's go up. Go up top. Okay, these guys are together. Alright. Whatever. There they are. They're small for now. They'll grow up. Little baby Muttaburrasauruses. Yeah, just chilling. Alright, good for them. So, let's see. Let's get out of here. Oh, I wanted to throw some rocks around this whole area. Give me 1 second here. More orangey for Australia? Oh no, the outback is like orange, right? I think so. One thing that does annoy me though is that group editing thing. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, if I just keep mentioning it over and over. But it's like the game just wants you to keep doing the stupid like group edit mechanic. And like everything needs to be like a whole module build. But no, not everything needs to be this big module build. Like sometimes I just want to throw down an individual something, you know, and not be harassed by group editing. Please just leave me alone. I don't want it. Here, stop it. Just every time you place something down, it just assumes you want it in a group. It just came in like update 12 or 13, something like that. And like no one wanted that. There used to be like a very simple option. Do you want it in a group or not in a group? Like, do you want it solo or nah? And I'd put nah, because why would I want this in a group? Okay, this is like too bright and orange. Okay. Maybe not the best looking, but I mean, it's Australia. Leave me alone, guys. They have Bluey and Crocodile Hunter, I guess. Well, not anymore, unfortunately. Here, make it look a little more natural. Make everything a little more dull. There we go. There, so it doesn't look just totally ridiculous and out of place. That's a little more believable. But someone could definitely just jump over those rocks. It's not even difficult. Here's another female. Have fun. Okay, so you're chilling. I should probably scoot that over here. You're chilling. You filled out the feeders. Good. Good for you. Good job. Proud of you. I should probably hire more staff at this point. But let's release the Laellynasaurua. They are not fully grown. They are just adolescents. And they also need food. Hey, that's what the enclosure is called. Good job, Nigel. I'm proud of you. Now let's give them a stump to feed from. There you go. Alright, good job, Laellynasaurua. I'm proud of you. They actually don't have a shelter. Now that I think about it. But here, lay some eggs. And I'll just make you a little patch over. I'll work on that on my own time. Leave me alone. It's not going to be perfect. Ooh! A velociraptor clutch hatched. So we have a bunch of baby velociraptors. What am I going to do with all these baby velociraptors? That's the part I didn't really think through all that much. Like, I want to show you the whole nesting mechanic and everything that came with update 15, but what am I going to do with all these guys? It's cool that there's a whole breeding mechanic. You could make like an Isla Sorna or something, but oh my god. Like, come on. Alright, they're cool. They're cool. How are you Protoceratopses doing? You still look babyish. How old are you? You're... Let's see, only 46% mature. So you mature much slower than the other guys. Alright. Good for you, Protoceratops. I don't feel like we looked at you all that much anyway. Oh, well, you're still a kid. You'll grow up. There's so many. There are so many. But that should bring in the tourists. They want to see the new babies. That sounds fun. Yes, Laellynasaurua. So let's go see those guys. Actually, no. Is it going to make one more male? I think they needed another male. If I'm correct, there's only one male right now. Laellynasaurua. Oh my god. There are so many Coelophysis. Why are you upset? Why are you so mad? Because you're thirsty. You can resolve that easily by yourself. Oh god. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. This is ridiculous. Take a picture. No, it already looked better like this. Why? Why is it like this? But in the meantime, let's get Coelophysis a better diet, because they're not really eating that much aside from bugs. We never gave them a proper enclosure. We just kind of shoved them in and said deal with it, which wasn't the nicest thing for us to do, but we really needed money in that time. Here's a carcass. Here, eat from that. Okay, so let's go look at our Laellynasaurua. Let's throw the dude back down. Let's walk right in, and we should have a pretty good view of them. I hear their squeaks. Where you at, bro? Now, the first thing you'll notice is their obnoxiously long tails. Where are they? Which some people think it could have been used for like insulation, kind of like how a fox will curl itself up in the tail if their tails were fluffy, which many people speculate that they were. Small ornithischians like this were fluffy. As far as we know, we have some fluff impressions. Okay, they look good. They kind of remind me of Zabu or like lemurs, you know? It's kind of weird with giant bushy tails and just prancing around. Oh, good for them, I guess. This should be a fun exhibit. Like, families should come here and check out the Laellynasaurua. Yeah, pretty nice. The thing about the tail is that, from what I was reading, it's not confirmed that like the back half of the body, including the tail, is the same animal as the front half. Like, at first, the front was found, like the skull, and that was called Laellynasaurua. It was named after the daughter of the people who found it, like Laelyn, or her name was something like that. So her lizard, Laelyn's lizard. But then they find the back part and just kind of assume that that's also Laellynasaurua, which it may or may not be. Yeah, I'd say it probably is. Maybe, but but this is what we have for now. And they're pretty cool. You don't see the tail in Spirits of the Ice Forest. They left that part out and it's just kind of stumpy. It's just a pretty stumpy tail. Poor guys. Alright. Let me get out of here. And let's check. How is our inventory doing? Because we have a lot of animals. We have a lot of stuff that needs to come in. Alright, so everything should be coming in, but we might need more storage. I think we're going to add another truck here. Because we are starting to run out of space, as you can see. It's unfortunate, but yeah. Okay. That means I'll have to get more storage for them in the meantime. Oh, what? Is that another Velociraptor clutch, or is that the old clutch? I think this is the old clutch. You do get extra points for them being born in the park. Yeah, there we go. So they were born in the park. They got plus 303 score, which is a lot of score, actually. If that translates into like the dinosaur's overall score, that would be amazing. Yeah, animal points. 1,000 for this baby right here. And it works because they are in an exhibit with creatures they really lived with. They lived in a shared dig site, shared regions, shared time period. I mean, if you have shared dig site, you get the other two. Paleobotany, not really. Actually, if I add like Mesozoic plants from Mongolia, from Asia, I could up that score even more. But, oh well. What's going on? Yeah. Just go refill the stuff. Why are you bothering me about it? And let's go fill in our information. So, where's Laellynasaurua? Game. Game. Game, there's clearly Laellynasaurua right there. Muttaburrasaurus, there you go. That's you. That's you, fam. Alright, let's check on these guys. So if we haven't gotten a close-up look at them. Did I grab that male? I don't think I grabbed the male. I intended to grab a male. Here we go. You can be a bit older since I forgot to grab you before. 29,000. Ugh, you're robbing me. I'm getting robbed. Yeah, you hatch over there. Where are these guys? You would think like a human-sized creature would be pretty easy to spot. There you are. This is one of our females. Ooh, Matilda. That's a good name. Good movie. Classic.
Despite its name, I don't think Muttaburrasaurus would feel at home amongst the pastures of Muttaburra, Australia. Its teeth are much better suited for shearing through tougher plants than modern grasses.
Actually, this is interesting. It's been grazing or browsing on these plants over here. So that was another added feature, another added behavior. They won't just eat the food plants, they'll munch a little on the scenic plants there. That's pretty cool. Makes them feel very natural. Just make sure there's no West Indian lilac around. And this is a beautiful skin. What a beautiful creature. Matilda, you are alright in my book. Ha, in my book. Alright, very good. Very good. Yeah, today's kids will never know, unfortunately. Miss Trunchbull, wild. Though she should know that the chokey, what she calls it, what do you call it? The Iron Maiden? Yes, yeah, it was the Iron Maiden. Probably not real. There's no historical records from like medieval times of that ever being used. Okay, leave me alone. Just do your job. Yeah, there's no record of it ever being used. So it seems like someone in the 1700s or 1800s just kind of put something together and said, "Oh, look what I found. Oh, this was definitely a torture device." And yeah, probably not. Probably not real. Okay, so no chokey for Miss Trunchbull. If she was a real historian, she would have known that. Alright, so we have our spirits of the ice forest creatures, our dinos down under. And why are you upset? You have too much water. Really? That's your problem? You have too much water? Anyway, while I resolve this, remember if you enjoyed this video to please leave a like, subscribe, and then check out my social media. The whole game just kind of bugged out when I did that. Anyway, yeah, see you next time.